This podcast is brought to you by the Ginger Camel Network. Visit us at www.gingercamelnetwork.com.
Hello and welcome to In the Game, Qatar's first sports podcast. We've got a very special guest with us today, an athlete, a Qatari athlete that's running on a national level. Mariam Farid, how are you?
Good. Thank you very much.
Oh, it's kind of so many people. I've been very nervous for one because I know that you're an inspiration to so many different people out there. So please begin by telling us about yourself.
Okay, so my name is Mariam Farid. I'm 21 years old. I'm a student in Northwestern University, Qatar Foundation. I'm an athlete. I play 400 and 400 hurdles. I used to play different, I used to be in different specialities, but now I'm just concentrating on the 400 and 400 hurdles.
Only.
Yes, for now. As well as the relay team.
Okay.
I've been in the national team since 5 or 6 years.
No way.
I try not to say 5 to 6 years. I tried to say 4 years, 2 years to make myself younger, you know.
You're so young anyway.
Still younger, yeah. And I really love sports. It's a lifestyle. It's something I love. I can't see myself not playing sports. It's something that I love to do. I train every day, sometimes twice a day, once a day for 2 to 3 hours. It depends on the period as well. It's something I'm proud that I'm representing Qatar in an international national level as well. It's not something easy. You're actually presenting and representing a whole nation, a whole set of people, and you're supposed to be in a very representable way to show people who we actually are.
So your shoulders must be the strongest.
Yes.
Because of the everything's the pressure on your shoulders it must be incredible. So what was when you were younger than you are now, what was your dream when you were a young child?
I think it's the same dream to now. It's to be in a very international, professional level, to compete with professional, high standard, in a very high standard level. I'm still working on it. It takes time. Nothing comes from the first time. We're just training for a year. It takes time. Should be very patient for that. I'm not patient anyway. But it's something I'm working on, and I think I don't want to leave athletics or stop sports until I achieve my dream and my goal.
Dear me, and it's again, I try to find a little bit out about the guests that we have on the show. So I know quite a few people in the sport. We know people
Yes.
in the sports industry here, and you are so. Even with I'm going to put selfies online, by the way. Even the staff in the office, they were all kind of getting selfies with you beforehand. So it's amazing. And everybody looked up and said, "You've just got to get her on the show because she's fantastic." And as you said, the pressure for this has always been your dream. So you're fulfilling a dream. So it's kind of yeah.
It's I just want to say that dreams are possible. If you dream it, you can do it. But everything takes time. Let us get an example. For example, the Asian Cup champions.
Yeah.
They worked very hard. They didn't come from the first time and they went and got the Asian Cup. They first got the second or third place before under 19, and then so it's step by step. What people see is the end results,
Yeah.
and it's sad because people really want to see oh no, I want you to get the first place. Oh, I want you to be on top. But everything takes time, and everything. Some people for now, like for example, I've been training for 5 years. Some people are training for 10 to 20 years, and they're still working on their professional level to to take the first place. So um, we we try to balance with how people are expecting us to be, and how actually they want us to be on a certain level, and at the same time to actually work hard on it. So it's hard. It's sometimes I think about it. I'm like, people are expecting me to get the first place, to be on top, and to do this and this and this, but sometimes it's actually it's impossible. Like for now it's impossible, but yes, in 1 year it is possible.
And people don't realize the sacrifices that you make. It's how do you keep yourself motivated? How do you, with those sacrifices that you got to make? Because again, people don't realize. I don't think people realize just how much hard work that needs to go in. And how do you get up every morning and do the training, or how is that?
I think it's loving what you do. If you love anything you do, you're going to be motivated every day. I think it's dedication as well, especially love of what you're doing. I'm very dedicated, and I actually want to achieve my goal. Um, I know that I have to train every day to achieve my goal. I can just train once a week, or twice a day, or twice a week, and then oh yeah, I'm waiting for the good results. No, here in athletics or in sports in general, if you work hard. This is like how much you work is how much you get to your goal,
Yeah.
or how much you go to your dream. So it is hard sometimes. Sometimes you just want to give up. Sometimes I ask myself when my coach kills me. Uh, I ask myself, why am I doing this? Why am I? You know,
I
ti-
I was, when I was younger, and when I was very younger, um, I was in the military, um, and fitness was one of those biggest things. And I was driving in here this morning, and I'm thinking to myself, how does this how does this young lady go through? Because we were pushed to our limits. So there was sometimes you would be sick because you were pushing yourself, and but whenever you knew that you had a training session, you were hating it. It was like I wanted to run in the opposite direction. But you can. There's nowhere for you to hide, right? That you've got to embrace it. As you said, you love what you do, but you've got to get over it, right?
True, but some people do give up. I think it's the stronger is the person who doesn't give up and continues. Sometimes training is so hard. People think that what we do is just go train and run. No, we actually suffer so much. We cry in training. I cry and I continue my training, and I sometimes, sorry for saying that, but sometimes I vomit, and
Yeah.
my coach tells me I don't like to stop my training. So whenever I start, I finish my training till the end. I vomit, I cry, I can't walk. Sometimes I shake.
Yeah.
It's incredible. The pain is incredible, but as they say, no pain, no gain.
But that's a universal thing, and I suppose that's with sport. What I like about it much, sport, and I've said this so many times, sport's a great leveler, and there's the only way you're going to get something out of it is if you put the effort in. Unless you're putting that effort in, and those type of things that you're going through, you're only going to you've got to you've got to go through that pain barrier, and it's like it's so difficult to go through it. So
And I think the pain or the effort is in anything,
yeah,
in work, in a relationship, in a friendship, and in sports, and in everything you do. We should put effort, because if you don't care or put any effort, the quality of the thing won't be as good as it should be.
yeah,
So I think we should put effort in anything we do, especially what we love, or especially when we want to achieve a goal or want to go in a certain level. So as you said, it's true. It's effort.
And these things that you're saying, that it's not you just saying them, it's you living them. This is not just talk. This is going out on a stage, you've got to be prepared for the big stage. So if you're not prepared, it's gonna crucify you. And the weight of the nation is behind you. And not even just the nation, everybody is behind you. It's like you're doing a fantastic job. And one of the things uh, one of the questions that I want to ask you is that I'm trying to understand. So when you're getting ready, when I used to play rugby, I used to be silent. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I wanted to and here today. So I wanted to sit there. I wanted to just say a few things to myself, and I want to get myself prepared. How do you do that from the time that you arrived at the stadium?
Okay, so give you different scenarios.
Yeah.
Because it depends on the competition. It depends on the level I am in.
Okay.
So if I'm in a competition that I know I'm supposed to get the first or second or third place, it's not more pressure, but it's more responsibility. And I think you should. What I do is I'm like, خلاص, I'm here. This is where all the hard training, all the sacrifices, the pain, this is where you have to show who you actually are, who are you representing, and what can you do, and what can you actually do to prove the people who didn't support you that they are wrong.
Yeah.
Because people tell you that, oh, we shouldn't be caring about the people who don't push you, or the negative people, or the people who aren't supportive, but they actually they actually motivate me so hard to prove them. I don't work to prove them wrong, but proving them wrong makes me very happy, because
Yeah.
I promise there are a lot of people who wouldn't want anyone to succeed. They wouldn't want to see other people who are better than them. So you can feel that some people they actually work hard to prove that this person can't achieve something, or can't do a certain, or go into a certain level. So it's a whole responsibility of proving who I am, and showing actually saying thank you to my coach for training me all of these weeks, months, and days, and motivating me and supporting me to actually work hard to go into the next competition, and the next, and the next, and the next, to achieve my goal and to do a better timing. So it's not just getting the first place or the second. For example, Asian Games, I did a new record, but people wouldn't understand, or it's still coming. People are trying to understand, or trying to make people understand that it's not just about first, second, third place. As long as I'm doing a better timing, as long as I'm improving, and there's a progress, that's already very good, because a mini second of seconds makes a very big difference
Yeah.
in athletics, or especially in running. So it takes time to actually improve from 2 seconds or 3 seconds. For example, in the Asian Games, I actually went down to 3 seconds, which is very good.
Yeah.
The Asian Championship, I actually went down to 4 or 3 seconds. So it's something impressive. My coach was very happy.
Yeah.
But the end results were, what place did you get? Well, I didn't get any place. I was proud that I represented Qatar. It was in Qatar anyways. I was proud that I played with international and professional people in a level like this. The fact that I'm already in the stadium, and the fact that I'm already playing with these people, I'm advanced. Like, I have an advantage, and
Yeah.
I should be very thankful to it. But some people make you want me. I keep on talking about these people because what people see is, or I would say, people on my Instagram or on my social media, they say that, yes, I'm enjoying my time in training, or I don't show the pain or the hard work.
Of course.
And I'm actually working on no, showing the other side, showing that yes, me while training, crying, and or suffering, or I can do this training properly. People should we should make people understand that nothing is perfect, and we're not in a perfect in a Disney perfect world. Um,
Listening to you and your story here is kind of it can fit anything. Just be you're an athlete. You're kind of going out there. You're doing your day job on a daily basis. You're putting everything in. That's what people are doing. That's the people that I seem to meet right now, or the people that I warm to, is those people that really look at those things and they take it seriously, and they're always trying to improve. They're always, and nobody knows the bad thing. Nobody knows those things that you're going through on a mental basis, and it's so important. You've got people around you that you can that can get that support. Again, I'm going off topic again, and I want because I do want to get to this point. So you're getting down for the when
yes,
the
I'm sorry,
starter.
keep on.
No,
I'm
don't no,
going
because
to
all of
different.
this is I know that we've got 30 minutes to do this, and I just got loads
Yes,
of
yes,
things that I
yes.
want to ask, but it's kind of it's because this. I want people, just even if it's a business they're in, or if it's somebody that's thinking, young people that's thinking and looking at you as an inspiration on how you go through the process. And so when that gun's going to be, you're getting down ready, the start is getting ready. He calls you to your
So
mark.
it starts as soon as we go down the bus and we enter the training or the warm up place. So we usually go an hour earlier than I'm supposed to start warming up to actually relax, listen to my coach. So basically, my coach doesn't speak to me about anything. It's your day. Even sometimes I go to her, I'm like, what should I do? What should I? I'm stressed or I'm like nervous. She ignored me. She's like, go away.
Yeah.
And it's a very good technique because this is where you depend on yourself 100%. Because at the track, you're depending on yourself.
Oh dear, this is fantastic.
So what I do is I relax. I start warming up. Warming up is I give myself a lot of confidence and even if I'm gonna get, for example, the last place, but I have to motivate myself and be very confident that I'm actually going inside and changing my timing or improving or at least finishing the race.
Yeah.
All of these are very important things. Finishing the race, not stopping, uh, having a better timing, um, not being scared of the track or the people you're playing with, or not being scared of the audience or the people or the cameras or the it's while I'm talking, I'm actually there's all of that, yes.
Yeah.
But when I'm actually in inside the track, when I after the warm up and everything, so maybe this is something not a lot of people would know. So what we do is there's a warm up, then there's something called calling room.
Okay.
So they call you the first time, you go with your number, you show your number, and then there's another second calling room. So it depends on the competitions, but it's usually first, second room. Second room, you wear your shoes, spikes, the running shoes, the other running shoes.
Yep.
You change whatever you wear. So usually they're leggings and your number and whatever the you wear on top. And then we go to the track. So with the track, we have our bags. We go into our lane. So so for in 400, we usually start here in the
Yeah.
beginning
Yeah.
of the track, but we usually enter from here. So from here to here, we sprint just to warm up more. On your mark, get set. This is the most stressful or the moment you just want to tell to the guy, yalla, please, quickly, there's no time, I just want to go. Because it's very stressing. This is the, how do you say it? The point where you can't leave the track and can't run away, and you have to continue. This is where you start. It's another feeling. As soon as the gun turned on, you run, you give the maximum that I can do. I give everything I can.
Yeah.
It's a very nice feeling. It's such a relief.
A relief.
Such a relief. Such a relief moment and feeling that I'm off the starting block. And then as long as the last 10-20 meters are very
Everything.
happy moments.
Yeah.
Or it's everything. It's a turning point.
Yeah.
You win, you lose.
Yeah.
You do a better timing. It's in these 20 meters that can actually change your life
Forever. And I think that I'm going to bring this up now, just interactive. When you looked up to me just now and you said you got your timings down by seconds, this doesn't happen very often. This is a huge margin when it comes to, so you're constantly improving to such a level, because those 3 seconds, as you said, just the most important thing is coming out of the blocks. I hear from, I've never done it myself, but I've heard that coming out of the blocks is one of the hardest things, and to judge that and to get you into your stride, especially with the hurdles, must be, I mean, I'm one of those that'll put both of my legs to the one side, trying to jump them. But you've got to get your stride pattern right. You've got to think about your pacing yourself, because it's 400 meters. So you've got to leave yourself some gas at the end to do those 20 meters. All these things that you've got to think about. It's just incredible.
It's easy to see, just a person running and you're done. But every detail in the race is very important. The starting block, how you put your hands, how you push into the block. There is even a percentage or a rate of the push into the block. To this extent, the technology is very high, and the details of all of these things does have an impact on how you run and on your timing. Every details, like for example, I could especially in 100 and 200. This is something crucial. Like this is something very important. People spend weeks on just working on the starting block for how much this is very important. So what they say is like, yes, we go on the starting block and that's it. No, it's very important. The steps from the beginning to the hurdle into the other hurdles, there's steps. We count the steps. We train on the steps. We train on how to go into the starting to go from the starting block to the first hurdle. The first hurdle isn't the same speed as the second hurdle. The second hurdle isn't the same as the fourth. At the fourth, you should go faster than the fifth. So you have 10 hurdles, and each one of them is harder or more important than the other. So it's not easy. It's actually not easy. But if I'm gonna keep on saying, oh, it's not easy, oh my god, I shouldn't be pressuring myself, or I shouldn't be keeping on telling myself, oh my god, this is so hard. Oh, what am I supposed to do here? But I train for it.
Yeah.
I work on it. We work on everything. Every single thing we work on, especially 400 hurdles. It's, for me, if I go tell to any athlete, even professional athletes, I'm a 400-meter hurdler, they would be like, oh my god, how can you do this? I actually like it, but it's hard. You have to have resistance. It's like it's a sprint event, but it's like a long distance.
Yeah, it's pacing yourself, right?
Yes, but it's a sprinting event. From 100 to 400, it's they're all called sprinting.
Right.
And after 400, it's long distance.
Yeah.
So what I was saying is 400 hurdles is very important. 400 is very hard as well. I just started this year 400 meters, and it's nice actually.
Yeah.
It's fun, but I like the hurdles more.
Yeah.
However, it's harder, but I like it more.
I'm not just saying this. I used to love watching Sally Gunnell.
Okay. Yes.
She was at an age that that she was winning quite a lot of stuff and it's not easy. And I appreciate when you were doing the herd, and I do appreciate because I have tried it, and it's very difficult. How do you get that stride over it? Chris Hacker, was it Chris Hacker? Did he do the hurdles? Chris Hacker, was he? I'm not sure, but I love. Oh, Colin, the 110 meters hurdler. He had the world record. Colin Jackson.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Again, these were in my era, and I love that, but I appreciated it more because it's such a difficult. It's very complex, and if you don't get that stride pattern right from the beginning, you're kind of, you are struggling.
True.
Yeah.
It's as well training. Training is everything. We train a lot on all of these things. It doesn't come from the first time. I remember a year ago when I've been actually a year and a half with my new coach. She's amazing. I love her. She's actually an Arab, African, and an African champion, and she's Tunisian.
She'll have to come on the show. We'll have to
Yes,
get her on the
yes,
show. Yeah, definitely.
Yes, of course. Would you speak Arabic?
I'm 53. I struggle.
French?
I struggle. Okay.
Okay, so she's I see her, and I've seen her. I see her as not just a coach. She was a player, so she has a lot of experience, not just as a coach, but a professional player as well.
Yeah.
Her record of 100 meters still didn't break her record in Tunisia till now.
Wow.
So seeing a person and having a woman training you, an Arab woman training you,
Yeah.
it's a big thing, because people say, "Oh, she's a woman. What will you? Where will she get you? She's not into a certain level," or they underestimate that she's a woman and she's Arab as well. So all of these, we fight everything we do. But I think the fact that we should ignore it as well makes us stronger and makes us concentrate on other things.
Yeah.
So did I go off topic again?
No, you carry on. I'm not going to interrupt anymore because I'm loving what you're saying. And it's great for our listeners too, because you are you're a pleasure to. Oh, dear me, I'm loving every second, and I know they will too. So you carry on. Sorry.
I keep on forgetting my topic.
No, it's kind of and okay. Let me bring in another subject now. So we're coming up to a very important time, and I read a piece that there was going to be a place for something very special in the athletic world in November, September.
Yes.
So how's that feeling?
This is my little baby. The World Championship is. I've seen my baby growing up. 5 or 4 years ago, I was chosen as the ambassador to represent the national team or the women national team. I talked in the so what we do is, let me make it easier for you and the listeners.
Yeah.
Do you see the 2022 how they voted and then they were like Qatar?
Yeah.
It's the same thing. So it's called the bidding.
Okay.
It's the same thing for the World Championship for athletics.
Okay.
So we went to Monaco. We stayed for a week. So there are Spain, America, Qatar, a lot of countries. The final ones were Spain, US, and Qatar. So you see who are we competing with. It's a big deal. They got Felix as an athlete who came and spoke. And they got Mahtaz as well.
Okay.
As a world champion.
Yeah.
He's already he's a star. And then this little girl who has a dream. I was 16 back then. Who was actually here to tell you guys a story that we are in a world that Arab women are seen as sorry, I have to say that they're oppressed, or they don't have enough freedom, and they're in their little bubble, not doing anything, or they're not successful, or they're not businesswomen or athletes or human beings. So it was my message to them is like, why don't you get the world championship in the Middle East? You never did it. So I was telling them, bring it for the first time in the Middle East, and it's crazy because it's gonna happen for the first time in the Middle East in Qatar, and at the same time I was telling them, we want to prove and show people that we do exist, and I keep on saying this, we do exist. We have ambitions, we have goals, we have dreams. We are like any other woman. Not the hijab will stop me from doing anything. Not my culture or tradition will stop me of doing anything I would love to do. The fact that I'm respecting my religion, respecting my culture, respecting my traditions, and respecting my family, then I can do whatever I do. I can do whatever I want to do. I have a dream. I will go for my dream.
Yeah.
There isn't any difference between the Arab woman, the Western woman, or the Asian woman. We're all the same, and this is where you see the difference in people, that they actually think that they actually believe the stereotypes and the stereotypes of women, or the stereotypes of the Arab woman, or that they actually can't do anything, or they're not successful, or they like the movies, like how we're shown in the movies, or how we're shown that we are. I don't want to bring it up.
No. But the thing with it, and the nicest thing that I'm picking up today, is that I Qatar's been good to me, and the people here are some of the best people that I've ever met in my life before, and I've been lucky enough to travel quite extensively around the world. I enjoy every second, and you know why? Because I see people like yourself. You inspire. I'm 53 years old, and I get inspired by people like you, because you are going out there, and you're the people that need to take things to a different level. I remember that there's been so many changes within the Middle East, and years and years ago, that there was a problem in these areas because of the way that the culture was. But the culture is changing on a regular basis, and everybody's kind of is glad for the change. You're going out there, and you're showing everybody, you're giving everybody what you're going to be doing for things. The ambassador for the athletics, having a passion at 16 years old to bring this to the Middle East, to bring the World Championships to the Middle East. It's like, this is, and when I said to you, your shoulders must be the toughest, that must be the strongest, not your legs, it's the shoulders, because the weight of everything on your shoulders, that you want to get that across. I give you 150. You're doing a fantastic job. No, seriously, and I don't want to put extra pressure on you, but I love what you say today, is that you're looking up and you're saying that I love what I do. Sometimes I can get to the finish of the training, and I'm sorry to say this again, but I'm vomiting, and my legs are shaking. I can't walk. I can't. Oh my word! And you've got to go back the next day and do it again, and then you've got you need to be the ambassador, and you need to push this forward, and you need to focus on what you're doing at all these questions I wanted to ask you today about the starting line. It's like, so dealing with all this on a regular basis, and I get this feeling of just complete calmness with you. It's like, so no matter what's happening inside, you've got this great way about you, and you go and tell people what the Arab world's like, or the Middle East is like, because it's not like what everybody says. You've got the major 99.9% of the people are fantastic people, and we need people like yourself to kind of show people exactly what this part of the world is like. And I read an article that you were in with one of the newspapers, and it said, I want to get over that it's okay running in a hijab. Of course, who cares what you're running in? It's like, go and compete against the best, and you're competing against the best, and it's kind of, okay, you're not in the ones in these big competitions, but you're giving it your all. You're taking it down by 2-3 seconds. It's fantastic. It is unbelievable. So are you running in the World Cup? Are you going to be?
World Championship.
Yeah, the World Championship.
Hopefully. I can't say anything right now. I have no idea.
Okay.
But I would love to. I've been the ambassador for it, and it's something that I would never forget. The feeling, how how I spoke, how we went all as a team representing Qatar, how we were all united to work on one thing, to bring it to the Middle East for the first time, to bring it in the Gulf region, to bring it in Qatar, and to be, it's history. It's going to be in the history that Qatar hosted the first time in the World Championship of Athletics 2019. And the fact that we at least compete or go in the World Championship is another story, because the fact that we're just there is proving people that we do exist, and we have dreams. We want to compete. There isn't anything impossible. We're not different. It's the opposite. We have the highest quality of materials, stadiums. We're in different levels. We're not the Middle East or the Arab country that they think we are. People from more than 200 nationalities are coming.
It's fantastic.
People from everywhere are coming to Qatar. I said it before in an interview. People from different cultures, people from different perspectives, different religions, who speak different language, are all united peacefully.
Yeah.
United in an event that would be here in the first time in history again. And it's something I am very proud that this is happening here. I'm very proud that I represent. I'm very proud that I'm the ambassador of this event, and I got the chance to represent and speak on behalf of a lot of people, not just Qatari women, not just the Qatar nation, not just the Gulf region, the Arabs, the Muslims. I got the chance to speak and tell to the people who would vote for us, that we give us the chance, give us the opportunity, give the younger generations the opportunity to see us and to see those amazing people, those professional athletes, people, because any athlete who is in this level is an amazing person, is a strong person, is a person who achieved a lot and sacrificed a lot to go into a certain level and to be in this professional level. Because I promise, this is not easy. We work so hard. We get demotivated a lot. We have a lot of people who try to bring us down, but we also have people who love us. We have people who support us so much. My parents, my brothers, my sister, my friends, they're very supportive. I work as well. We should work hard as well. Work very hard on your surroundings, your circle, because this is very important. If you don't have people who support you, or actually when you go out with them and the time you have to go to training, they tell you no, you should. Actually, my friends still do this, but I have people who actually tell me, no, you don't have to. What will you gain from this?
Yeah.
You're gonna what? What will you do? What will you achieve? People underestimate me. People underestimate each other a lot. People should love each other. People should support each other. People should motivate each other. People should say what they feel. Oh, I like your dress. You're very beautiful. Thank you. Even if it's a person I don't know, go and tell them. Go tell the people who inspire you that they inspire you. Tell to the people who actually aren't supportive, you're not supporting me. Speak, work hard on what you do, and make your dream come true. Because if you're not gonna do or believe in yourself or support yourself or be confident, who will be?
It's funny you should say this, and it's kind of there's I try to have some, if I'm talking to somebody, I kind of, I want to tell them what I think, or I want to tell them. So the other day there was a lady put something up on Instagram, and I know that she's a Muslim, and I wanted to tell her that she looked amazing, that she looked absolutely fantastic. And I sent a message to her to say, you look unbelievable, you look fantastic. And then I thought, oh my word, quickly ring her, because you don't want her to think that I don't want to kind of, she could get offended by it.
Yeah.
And I was like, and that person was in such a low place at that time that it was something massive for her. She wrote a huge piece on Instagram, and it brought tears to my eyes. But you know something, it's one of those things that you have, every one of us has had a power to be able to change somebody's life. And one of the things that I'm going to round up with now is that I knew that I was nervous today, because I know that you were going to be a really big guest, and it was going to be great. We've only been going for just over a month now, and we were going to get Mariam Farid to come onto the show. And I thought to myself, how am I going to perform? How am I going to try to keep the conversation going, and you to kind of tell exactly what we needed? We had a wonderful time today, and the one thing that I've taken from it is that you are a wonderful human being, and you seriously, you are changing lives. You're giving inspiration to others. You're making a massive difference, and but the great thing about you is you keep on pushing. And I do, honestly, from every one of us, I thank you for coming on the show today, because so many is going to get gain from this interview. And I'm gonna the conclusion of this today. Okay, so we didn't talk beforehand. I didn't prep you on saying anything, and I don't do this with any of our guests. It flows. It's got to be a flow. You've got to have that type. Sometimes I talk more, sometimes I talk less. But today, I just want to finish up by saying that you've got to love what you do, okay? That's the most important thing that you've got to do. And sometimes we find ourselves in jobs that we don't want to be in, and go out and push yourself. Sometimes you've got to push yourself. Sometimes you've got to be shaking all over. Sometimes you've got to be, and I'm sorry to say this, but sometimes you've got to be vomiting. Sometimes you've got to push yourself to that next level, because that's the only way to do this. But the one thing that gets me with Mariam today was she's a wonderful human being, okay? And she's making a difference to people that she meets, no matter how small the difference may be. But on a level on a national basis and an international basis, it's huge. But all of us has the ability to do that. So if you're a business, if you're somebody in the sporting industry, institution, we had a guest on yesterday that was another inspiration. You can be that inspiration. Today, you saw Mariam, seeing how she's an inspiration. Go out and do it. You can do it. Anyway, thank you so much for listening to our podcast today. It was an amazing time for me. I can't believe that you came today. It was wonderful. Thank you so much. Everybody, thanks for listening. Until next time, thank you so much. Bye for now. Everyone, thank you for listening. This has been brought to you by Ginger Camel Network. Please send us your feedback on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. And don't forget to review us on your favorite podcast app.